Hunt on for one-armed leader of Abu Sayyaf, a Canadian man wanted for abducting his 4 children. He isn't even trying to hide! I'm not making this up. An accused killer's super spy scheme. Social media, where female sports reporters suffer the cruelest of attacks. I'm looking at the cover, the front page of the National Post. It's, you know, it's today's paper, Friday, April 29. And I'm kind of wondering, what the fuck happened to the news? This reads like, ridiculous, over-the-top, trashy, true crime pulp novel headlines. However, the headline that I will be addressing tonight is Inside, roomy with benefits as housing prices soar. Vancouver men post ads for sex as rent. Hey everybody, I'm John the Other. Obviously! So the article I'm addressing here starts with the headline, Free Rent Ads in BC Hint at Sexual Favors. And it has the subtitle, Housing Crunch Fuels Appalling New Classifieds. And appalling is in quotes, which I guess means it's not that appalling. It's written by Jennifer Saltman. I'm not going to read the article. I'll put a link to that in the low bar so you can read it yourself. But the fundamentals are that in Vancouver, which has a housing crunch on right now, I mean, prices are through the roof, there are ads appearing on Craigslist and probably other places offering free rent with an arrangement for the right woman, or super cheap rent with an arrangement for the right woman. And that Rape Relief has been interviewed, as has a feminist law professor at UBC, and they're outraged and appalled and scandalized and so on, because apparently this is the power of male preying on female men with advantage, right? Well, to me that's stupid. This is very clearly showing that there is a open exchange happening. There are women willing to exchange sexual favors or just their sexual presence. So I've seen ads where the ad is for that she prances around naked some of the time or in like skimpy lingerie or something. And that grown-ass adults are willing to offer housing in exchange for this, or that women, grown-ass adults themselves, are willing to prance around naked or offer sexual favors or sexual access in exchange for housing, for stuff, right? Not money, but stuff. That's apparently outrageous and appalling. And I'm not sure why. I think the people most being exploited are the guys offering housing because they're vulnerable to, a phony accusation. Some woman comes in, gets housing for a couple of months, and then to assuage her guilt or her shame, or if somebody finds out that she's doing this, all she has to do is say, well, I was coerced, I was raped, and do I need to point to any of the existing ongoing trials in media in the courts right now of phony, false, cooked-up accusations? The vulnerable guys are the guys offering a woman housing in exchange for sex. Because we have in Canada the Swedish model where if you actually classify this as prostitution, and I don't think it is, I think this is much closer to marriage. This is closer to boyfriend-girlfriend, where sex is exchanged for stuff, for access to stuff. But if you actually classify this as prostitution, which is what Rape Relief wants to do, then it's the men who are vulnerable. Because prostitutes selling sex for money or whatever else are, under the Swedish model, not committing a crime, whereas their customers are. That by itself is gross. That's just grotesque and sickening. And for the feminists who pushed that law and think it's a really great idea, creating a legal dynamic where the seller of a service is not committing a crime, but the consumer paying for that service creates a legally adversarial relationship between the seller and the buyer of a service. And isn't that going to contribute to danger and threats and violence? I mean, isn't that putting the people providing sexual services directly into harm's way? It seems to be, to me, anyway. But Rape Relief and all these other feminist blowhards are basically outraged and scandalized, because what this emerging market of you can stay at my place for free if you are the right kind of a woman, what that shows to everybody, it puts it right out into the open, is that women who are not, helpless, who are not vulnerable, because if you're looking in the housing ads, you have some money, shows very clearly that women of their own free will who are not under threat will, in a free society, exchange sexual access for stuff. That's what it shows us very clearly, and that's apparently something we're not supposed to know. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and have a lovely day. I've got to wrap this up because I've got to post a Craigslist ad.